Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Mindful Monday. If it's your first time watching Mindful Monday, feel free to type in the comments whether you're watching live or recorded version, any platform, where you're coming from, if you have any questions, if you have a topic that you'd like to hear covered in the future. You can also direct message me any of those things as well. And if it is your first time listening and you type mindful in the comments of whatever platform you are watching, then you will get a link to get a free audio recording of a hypnosis audio that I did, as well as our weekly PDF cheat sheets that come out the following Sunday at 6:45 p.m. And so today we're here to talk about how to get out of worry and negativity by using Grateful Flow to tap into source energy. So for most folks, peace of mind is a very desired state, if not an actual goal. And we've all had, however fleeting, we've all had experiences of this peace of mind kind of state. It's an inner serenity or tranquility, and it's a feeling of being in harmony with all it is. Okay? So negativity, or being stuck in that black cloud, if you will, is totally destructive. It destroys any sense of peacefulness that we do have. And so when this black cloud is present, we can no longer see that there's anything good or right in the world around us. So any type of negativity can bring on our black cloud, whether it be hopelessness or self-hatred or judgment, but especially worry. So when we're in worry, in particular, we're moving ourselves into a state of fight or flight, where all energy is focused upon our survival rather than upon enjoying life. So every problem then feels like it's a life or death situation, and it's of life or death importance, yet no one around us sees this, as sees the difficulty as such. And so many folks wonder why they can't just start thinking positively, yet in reality, positive thoughts don't have anywhere near the power that negative thoughts do, unfortunately. And so positive thinking usually doesn't work for most folks. So worry can become a very powerful and almost superstitious habit of ours. And that's because it gives us this magical illusion that we can control or even predict the future by worrying, because we have a desire to control the uncontrollable, or the future. And so we assume, because science tells us so, that the universe is indifferent to us. But this leaves us feeling alone and powerless. So we become obsessed with trying to control our own future even more. And yet, what would it be like to think of the universe as always supporting you? Think of the air that we breathe, and think of the water that we drink, and the endless supply of food that most of us do have, the raw materials that we have to build things, to do things with, etc., etc. And so it truly is a miracle that all of these things are always working to our benefit, is it not? And so once you encounter all the gifts you receive every day, you can feel a sense of connection to source, or to the energy, or to source energy, or to the universe, or to whatever it is you would like to call that. And so the key to experience source energy, because it is of a spiritual nature rather than a physical one, is gratefulness or gratitude. So to awaken our own inner grateful flow, they say to pick out things that you can be grateful for, particularly ones that you take for granted. And so you'll want to list at least 5 different ones each time you do this exercise, so that there's a continuous, so you're not repeating, there's a continuous search for different things to be grateful for. And so you'll want to use this tool immediately when you're flooded with negative thoughts, or anytime your mind becomes undirected. So this is a great kind of mindfulness exercise to use when you're stuck in traffic, when you're waiting online, when you're on hold on the phone, etc., etc. You can also use it as a daily meditation or a practice upon awakening, before going to bed, right before you eat, anytime you want, really. And some of the other uses would be to free yourself of regrets from the past, to be free of self-hatred, or to stop being judgmental of others. And this is, of course, based on the book The Tools by Stutz and Michels. All right, so how do you do it? Well, you start by being silent and stating to yourself specific things in your life that you are grateful for, particularly, like I said, things that you would normally take for granted. But you can also include bad things that haven't happened, in that as well. But you'll want to go slowly so you can really feel the gratitude for each item. And again, not to use the same item twice, because you should feel a slight strain as you're looking for different things to be grateful for. And the more you do this, the more the strain will be there, of course. And so after about 30 seconds, you'll stop thinking and focus on the physical sensation of gratitude. And you'll feel it coming directly from your heart. And this energy that you're giving out is called grateful flow. Now, as this energy emanates out from your heart, your chest will soften and it'll open up. And you'll be filled with this sense of power, of infinite giving. And this is a connection to source. All right? And so we'll do a little exercise here if you're able to. It's very short, but of course we would not want you to be doing this if you're driving a car or operating, any kind of heavy machinery. You can always come back and watch it later. But if you are available to do this, we'll start by just closing our eyes for a moment and getting into our own experience of that black cloud. So with your eyes closed, you can recreate any kind of worry or other negative thoughts that you typically do experience in your own mind. And just repeating them, letting them occur for a moment, and then intensifying them like you do in real life in your own mind. Now, at first this might seem or feel a little bit artificial, but as you keep at it, you'll really get a sense of that feeling, because we can all imagine things. And so the thoughts will start to gain momentum and acquire a life of their own. And now focus on the inner state that these thoughts have created and notice what it feels like. All right, so now allow your eyes to open and shake that off, because it's not the greatest feeling, right? And so now we're gonna close our eyes again, and this time just allow your mind to relax. You might take a couple of deep relaxing breaths, just letting the mind empty out. It's as if you've lost the ability to worry. And notice what this feels like. Good. And now pick out some of the things in your life that you can be grateful for. It could be anything at all, but particularly things that you might take for granted. And say them to yourself silently. It might even be something like, I'm grateful for the air I breathe. I'm grateful that I can hear stuff that happens on Facebook or YouTube, etc., etc. And so just do that for a few more moments. It can be something like, I'm grateful I have hot water, anything at all. And just going on for about 30 seconds or so. You want to do this till you've at least mentioned 5 items in your mind anyway. And so we're not doing it that long, but as you continue to do this on your own, you should feel a slight strain of your own effort for searching out these items, all right? And now, as you have your 5 or so items, you should feel gratefulness or gratitude, if you will, that you're expressing flowing upward directly from your heart. And then when you finish mentioning all your specific items, your heart should continue to generate this grateful flow, this time without any words. And the energy you're now giving off is that grateful flow. And as this energy emanates out from your heart, your chest will soften and open. And in this state, you will feel yourself approaching an overwhelming presence. It's filled with power of infinite giving. And you've made a connection to source energy, and you're emanating that out and bringing more good things into you. And so you can take another nice big breath in and come back to the room, opening up your eyes. And I bet that felt a lot better the second time, right? So it's a nice little practice. We've done work on gratitude and Mindful Mondays before, just talking about how it changes the mind by listing it. But this is more about dropping in and feeling it and feeling that grateful flow and how it can emanate out and change things. So I hope you enjoyed Mindful Monday today, and make it a great one. Take care.